welcome to the Northern Counties East League podcast. I'm Richard Watts. I'm now joined by League General Manager Matt Jones.
So, hello and welcome to episode 45 of the Northern Counties East League podcast. And when episode 1 was launched back in November 2023, none of us had any idea how it would go. But it's fair to say, as we're now approaching episode 50 in 5 weeks' time, it's been a great success. Thanks go to everyone that's contributed, everybody that listens, and in particular to Richard Watts, who spends hours each week putting the whole thing together for us. Please let us know if you'd like to take part in a future podcast. The league is much better and the podcast much more entertaining with as many teams as possible represented. On to the fixtures from last weekend, and Friday evening saw a derby take place in Division 1 as Wakefield won 2-1 at Nostell. The fixture drew a record attendance of 425 to Nostell, which I know they were very pleased with. Saturday's games took place and only one match fell foul of the weather, with the game at Athersley Recreation postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. In the Premier Division, leaders Silsden were without a game, but the chasing pack didn't really take advantage, as Golke United lost 2-1 at home to Albion Sports, and Thackley drew 2-2 at home to Parkgate. This leaves Silsden 11 points clear at the top, with the leaders having 12 games left to play. Silsden themselves currently 17 games unbeaten in the league, with their last defeat coming on the 21st of September at Barton. At the opposite end of the table, Goole gave their survival hopes a massive boost, with a 1-0 win over Bottisford Town. That's just the Vikings' fourth league win of the season. Winterton Rangers remain deep in trouble in 19th position, after a 2-1 home defeat against Lincolnshire rivals Barton Town. Winterton are currently 9 points from safety, although they do have 3 games in hand over third from bottom Frickley Athletic. Winterton currently 9 games without a win, and the aforementioned Frickley on the next worst one with 7 games without a win. It appears at the moment that the relegation spot might be between those two, see which one goes down. Horbury Town continue to power on at the top of Division 1, picking up another 3 points with a 2-1 win at Armthorpe Welfare. Horbury 13 points clear of second-placed Brigtown, who dropped points in a 1-1 home draw with Glasshout and Welfare. Wombwell and Ilkley remain in the playoff positions. Ilkley won 2-0 at Appleby Fodingham, while Wombwell won 2-1 at Maltby in front of the biggest crowd of the day, 529 people in attendance, a crowd that was boosted by a visit from Maltby's shirt sponsor, the rock band Bring Me the Horizon. Wearsbridge Athletic are now just 2 points outside the playoffs after a 2-1 win over Louth Town, and keep an eye on rapidly improving Selby Town, who are up to 8th and just 3 points outside the playoffs after a 2-1 win over Swallow Nest. That's 4 straight wins now for Selby. February is designated as a month of action for the Football versus Homophobia campaign, and the Northern Counties East League are proud to have signed up as a champion league for this campaign. Homophobic abuse is now the area of grassroots football that sees the highest number of misconduct charges issued by the FA. As a league, we're keen to be as diverse and inclusive as possible. Our clubs will be encouraged to join the campaign and, if possible, designate a match during the month as their Football versus Homophobia fixture. Further details have been circulated to our clubs, and the campaign is now featured on the Northern Counties East League website at www.ncefl.org.uk. On to this weekend, and there are a full set of league fixtures to look forward to on Saturday. Rare occurrence not to have any Friday games. All 42 of our teams are in action. Whichever game you're going to watch, make sure you have a great time.
Welcome to Seasons Past with Libby Edwards. In this episode, I'm looking back to the 2014-2015 season. The Premier Division contained 18 teams from the previous season, plus promoted from Division 1, Shaw Lane and Cleethorpes Town. And Handsworth Paramore, who were promoted from the Sheffield League, plus Worksop Town, who were relegated from the Northern Premier League. The league was won by Shaw Lane, who won 29 and drew 7 of their 40 games, finishing with 94 points. Worksop Town finished second. They won 28 and drew 6, finishing on 90 points. In third place was Tadcaster Albion, who finished on 86 points. Glasshouse Town finished bottom. Second bottom were Retford United and third bottom Maltby Main. Newcomers to Division 1 were relegated Lincoln Moorland Railway and Winterton Rangers. The following were promoted from feeder leagues: AFC Mansfield and Penistone Church. The league was won by Clipstone. They finished on 93 points, with 30 wins and 3 draws. Runners-up were Pontefract Collieries. They won 29 and drew 4, finishing on 91 points. In third place was Handsworth Miners Welfare, who finished on 88 points. In the 22-team First Division, Grimsby Borough finished bottom. Bridlington Town had the biggest home win during the season. 11-0 against Worksop Town. The biggest away win was Shaw Lane, who won 12-0 at Glasshouse Town. The League Cup was won by Handsworth, who beat Cleethorpes Town 4-3 in the final at Staveley. Beaten semi-finalists were Tadcaster Albion and AFC Mansfield. In the FA Cup, Cleethorpes Town made it to the second qualifying round, where they were beaten 2-1 at home to North Ferriby United. Cleethorpes' cup run included wins at home against Carlton Town and Gresley. In the FA Vars, Shaw Lane and Tadcaster made it to the sixth round. They both lost after replays to Glossop North End and Heywood respectively. AFC Mansfield made it to the fifth round. Heanor Town and Worksop Town got to the fourth round.
So no Aaron tonight. He's at work. I'm joined by Jordan and Bob. And shall we start by looking? Shall we start by looking at the bottom of the Premier Division, 2 in a row, Bob, for goal?
Yes, we hadn't played. We hadn't played for 5 weeks, so we didn't know what to expect on Saturday, because it was a test, not just on the pitch on Saturday. It was a test off the pitch, because it was the start of using our new facilities, temporary facilities. First of all, on the pitch, yeah, we played well. First half, we missed 1 or 2 chances, but we created them. And then after 26 minutes, Jimmy Iles put us one up from across from James Simmerton and Summernight. And so 1-0 at half time. Then second half, it was 2 and 4. But we held out for, Butters, as you expect, came back, it is. But we held out and we kept a clean sheet. Our first clean sheet. Unbelievable, this really. Our first clean sheet in the league this season. So we can now register 1 on the clean sheet league table. And so that was good. So that gives us, we're still a long way from safety. We're still 11 points from safety. But it gives us hope. And we're still to play the team just above us, Eccleshill, Winters and Frickley. And if you've got hope, at least you've got something. So and we are undefeated this year now, because we didn't play in January. Now we've won our first game in February. So that's a start.
If you'd have asked Bob, we'd have lent you a few of our clean sheets. We've had 13 this season, so we'd have give you a few if you wanted.
You're just showing off now, Jordan. You're just showing off. But off the field, the temporary facilities, it seemed to go all right, because when you come to the VPG now, instead of parking on the left as you come through the gates, you have to park at the far end, at the railway end. So you sort of drive around the athletic track to go to the top end. And we it seemed like that we'd got a hospitality unit and a bar catering unit. And but as people come, it's very different at the moment. So and this week, just thinking, I was there today. They're knocking the main stand down. They've knocked down the old tea room. As you come in on the left, there's the old tea room and kit room. Well, that's gone. And the main stand right up to the right up to just near the hospitality box. That's down as well. So I reckon by tomorrow it'll all be down. So it's quite looking different with Repidgey at the moment.
So that left-hand side of the ground as you walk in, that's completely out of bounds then, is it? Everything's down the right, is it?
Yeah. What they've done, the people that's doing it, this Brickcom from the Scunthorpe, they put railings right down that railway side, so you can't go on that side. So all the crowd has to come to the Dunhill Road side now. So that's how we do it. But at least we're still able to play at home, which is a good thing. And so it's as I say, it's all new, and we'll see how we go. But at least they've got going in 6 days. They've done a lot starting last Wednesday, and they seem to be cracking on with it. But I understand it's going to take about a year for it, or maybe a bit more than a year to have it all done. So I reckon we'll be using these temporary facilities for most of next season as well.
While you were there, I was watching Barton beat Winterton, and the event. I mean, they should have won it comfortably. In the end, they won it with a corner that went straight in at the just entering stoppage time, which gutting for Winterton, but good for you.
Yeah, I did notice it. I did notice the 90th minute win it for Barton. What was 90 on Tuesday? So,
Harry Lovick straight from the corner, killed it straight in. So I've seen Winterton and Frickley, both of them in the last 10 days, and I can't see Winterton getting 10 more points. And Frickley are just in a heck of a bad run, aren't they? I don't think they've won for 17 games.
No, well, I see on Saturday they drew 0-0 with Eccleshill. So that was a point. I mean, they stopped stop the rot, but it's a point's a point, isn't it? It's at that stage when you, as we know, when we have a bad run, any point's a good point.
Looks as if it's a perfect weekend for you then, Bob, given that everyone else around you's not picked up any points or less than you anyway. So it's good for you.
It was. It makes a change to say, but it was good to have a football match, because after I've been starving of watching goal for 5 weeks. After we last Saturday in December, it's been a long time. Circumstances out of our control, weather and one thing and another.
You think 30 points is going to be about the dividing line?
I don't know. I think it'd be a bit more. I'm thinking 34.
Right.
I think Frickley, it should. I mean, what is it? 10 games to play, another 8 points. Well, we'll have to see. But every game for us, Frickley and Winterton really is like a cup final now. I would say, even more so for Gould, because we're that far behind. But we played well on Saturday. I mean, Jack Durkin, he made his debut for us. He's from Wakefield. He looked a good player, Jack Durkin, in defence. So hopefully we can continue in that vein.
Like you say, Eccleshill drew with Frickley, and then cracking game last night, Eccleshill and Albion.
Oh yeah.
3 goals in stoppage time.
Yeah. Well, just going down with the results, I've got the results here from going back to Saturday then. Campion was at home to Pickering. Pickering won 3-0. Good result for Pickering, that, isn't it?
They're creeping up Pickering, aren't they? They've sort of come down on the blind side almost. They've crept closer and closer. They're doing well.
Frickley and Eccleshill, we said 0-0. Then a good win for Albion at Goldcar. Not many teams go to Goldcar and win, really. I know Goldcar's had a few poor results away, but to beat Goldcar at home, that's a good result, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And then obviously we say we had the 1-0. Handsworth Rossington 0-0. That was that was a good point for Rossington. That really. Yeah. Then a good win for Knaresborough over Beverley, because Beverley's been playing well, haven't they? But as we know, Richard, going to Knaresborough is a tough ask, isn't it?
Certainly is, and I think they're unbeaten in 5 games now. They've really picked up at the right time, haven't they?
Definitely. Tadcaster beat Penistone 2-0. Good result for Taddy. Thackley and Parkgate that'd be a Bradford derby, really, wouldn't it be? 2-2. So that was a good game. And then your Winterton, you beat Winterton 2-1.
Yeah, I mean Winterton did miss a penalty, but Barton hit the woodwork 3 times, and it would a point would you would have come away as a Barton fan, you would have come away disappointed with a point, but they did get the win in the end, which they deserved. But I think Winterton again. I think Winterton are going to struggle to get out of where they are. I think I can't see them getting enough points in the remaining games.
But for the supporters, Winterton supporters, volunteers, they must be gutted on Saturday, because I would be if you lose to a 90th minute goal.
Yeah. It was literally practically the last kick of the game. Yeah, they'd be sick.
Right, well, moving on then to Division 1. Appleby 0, Ilkley 2. Good result for Ilkley. And then at Jordan, Amthorpe 1, Horbury 2. Good result for Horbury.
A lot closer than it should have been. We started okay, got a first goal after 27 minutes, but probably should have been 1 up by that point. Then probably should have been 3 or 4 up going into half time. But you just knew that those chances may come back and bite us on the bum, which it did after 58 minutes. They got back into the game with a bit of a goalmouth scramble, and then a bit of self-destruction for 5 minutes. They hit the bar. They had a goal disallowed for offside. So we just thought it was going to be one of them days for us. But then we went up the other end and had a goal disallowed for offside. And then 12 minutes to go, we got the winner through Jibril Bojang. A free kick from out wide, like on the edge of the area, but out wide. One of those ones that you just put into the right area and hope that it just goes into the far corner. And it did. And then, we held out for a win. But it could have been 3 or 4-0 at half time and the game could have been put to bed. So the scoreline is a bit closer than it probably should have been. But I guess at this stage, you just want to pick up the points. It doesn't really matter how well you're performing, as long as you're getting the 3 points week in, week out, making it harder for those teams below to bridge the gap.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. As you say, when you're top of the league, you just want as many points as you can to. Well, I would have thought you want to try and clinch promotion sooner rather than later, to put everybody's at ease, at the Horbury fans and volunteers.
We've played much better and lost, so it's not all about the performances at this stage. As I say, it's as good as the performance are, and it's good for the fans to watch. Ultimately, after 90 minutes and come 5 o'clock on a Saturday, you just want 3 points in the bag, which we did. So happy days.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, well, moving on. After the Harrogate, that was postponed, and then it was Brig 1, Glassalton 1. So a good point for Glassalton at Brig. Clubthorne 1, Dronfield 0. Good win for Clubthorne. Durden District 3-0 winners over Yorkshire Amateurs. Then Maltby Main lost 1, won well 2, so won well 2-1. But did you see the crowd there?
Incredible, that wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
I saw it. I think they had out on. You looked at their Facebook page. I think they had something called Rotherham Radio, and something else. So was it a pop group? There, I might be wrong. But fantastic.
I think they're sponsors by Bring Me the Horizon, which are a very popular band. That's who sponsor their shirts as well. I think 2 of the band from Maltby, so they managed to get down to a game. So obviously that's brought probably non-footballing people down just to come and see them as well. So it's good for the club.
Oh, absolutely, because 529. I would imagine that's one of the biggest crowds that Maltby's had for a few seasons. I
think that's the highest in the league now. I think we were just over 500 when we played Wakefield, but then that's obviously surpassed that now. So that'll be the highest attendance in the division this year.
Yeah,
I say it was a 90th minute own goal that gave Woolwell the win.
Yeah. The Maltby chairman will be happy anyhow. Yes. On the finances. Because at the end of the day, when you get crowds like that for any non-league club, it helps your finances enormously, doesn't it? It's a big boost. It's a boost, Yeah. Then moving on, Selby, good win at home to Swanless 2-1. And then Worsborough, they keep up the form, beating Louth 2-1. So yeah, so that was Saturday's games. Then moving on to Tuesday night in the West, is it in the West Riding Cup? Yeah, no, North Riding Cup. Beverley beat East Riding Rangers 6-1 at home. And then in the Prem, we had Barton at home to Handsworth, and it was 2-1 to Handsworth, Richard.
It was 2 red cards in the game. It was 0-0 at half time, nothing in it, but Barton had a red card quite rightly as well, but an elbow to the face, and Tyler Edwards was sent off. And then Handsworth, it wasn't one of these where the 10 men looked as if they were in the game. Handsworth absolutely dominating, went in front with an absolutely cracking goal by Tavares, who then got sent off. When I first saw that, I thought, oh, it looks a bit harsh, that, but when I've seen it on the video, the referee's made absolutely the right decision. So that levelled it up. Barton got back into it, but and at 10-10 it was a good game, nothing in it, but Handsworth got the winner. Good away performance by them. Goalkeeper was excellent, one outstanding save from a header. But yeah, could have gone either way, but Handsworth won it. And well done, the referee, got both red cards right.
Very good. Then Golcar, they was playing on Tuesday night, and I see they've got back to winning ways. They won 2-0 against Pickering, and that was a good result, especially when Pickering's been doing well just lately. And then Rossington won Hallam 2. Now, did you see reports on this game?
No,
I vaguely remember seeing something. Did someone get sent off in the last minute or something, and it all kicked off?
It did. Yeah, there was 2 red cards for Rossington. I think Ross Hanna got sent off because the referee gave Hallam a penalty, which they disputed, and obviously Ross Hanna must have disputed too much. He got sent off, and then that was resulted in a penalty. Then the keeper got sent off, the Rossington keeper, towards the end, so they're down to 9 men. But a good result for Hallam, 2-1. So it's definitely what you call a feisty affair, I would imagine, on that one. Yeah. Then Division 1, Appleby 0, Wombwell 1. So Wombwell keep on the chasing you guys at Jordan at the Horbury.
Mm-hmm.
Good result for them.
Good effort by Appleby to push them so hard, so close.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Appleby's towards, I think the second bottom out of the league, I think, Appleby.
Yeah, I kept my eye on that one just to see if Appleby could do us a favour. And you're just thinking, I kept looking at Twitter and seeing nothing coming along. And then I looked for one final time, and then up popped a GIF that Wombwell had scored in 88th minute. I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. Then Harrogate 1, Shelley 2, and then Wakefield 2, Nostell 1. So Si will be happy at that. Waking winning. But
Yeah,
they played it.
I went to go watch that one.
Yeah.
One of the greatest of games, but Wakefield probably deserved to win it. Nostell didn't really create anything. Not that Wakefield created much more, but as I get going back to the point about getting the 3 points, it doesn't really matter how games are won at the moment.
No,
They must be on a heck of an unbeaten run, Wakefield. It's a long time, isn't it, since they were beaten?
15 games, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Good crowd as well.
They're definitely in a good run of Wakefield, aren't they? So that's 2-1. And then on Wednesday night, that game we just talked about earlier, Richard, Eccleshill 3, Albion 4. I mean, Eccleshill was 2-0 at one stage, wasn't there?
Yeah, and then 3-2. They went 3-2 up, didn't they, before they went 3-2 up in the 90th minute, and then Albion Sports got 2 more in stoppage time. Incredible.
Yeah, it is. That's definitely a good Bradford derby, that.
Yeah.
And that sort of consolidates, when you get a win like that, it consolidates your playoff place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. So a good result for Albion. And South Leeds in Division 1, South Leeds 1, Maltby Main 1. So good point from Maltby Main. So should we look at league tables before we go on to next to Saturday's matches?
I think you've
Yeah.
actually done an errand trick here, Bob. You missed the game on Monday night.
Oh, hang on, just a minute. You're something. I'm going to say I'm getting like Aaron. Monday night. Just a minute. Monday night. Oh, go on. Who played Monday night then, Jordan?
Albion Sports played again in the County Cup. So they played Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. They lost to Northwest County side, Route 1 Rovers 3-1.
Yeah. I wondered if you spot that. Thanks, you.
But given they played 3 games in 5 days, this is probably the game that they probably cared about the least in the West Riding Cup. They probably wanted to win the both league games, which they have done. So fair play.
Yeah, and they probably played a weakened team that night because 3 games in 5 days is a lot, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I can't see the lineup on the website, but Nathan Cartman scored and he plays all the time, doesn't he? So maybe they did have a normal side out. Who knows?
Very, very true. Right, we're looking at the league tables. Top of the Castilian didn't play last Saturday, but they're still top of the league. Played 26, 62 points. Golkar second, 27, 53 points. So 9 points behind, and Susan's got a game in hand. I mean, they're on a great run at the moment. Well, I'll talk about Susan because sorry, Richard.
I think it's 17 unbeaten, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Well, we play them Saturday, but I'll talk about it when we get to it. Yeah. Van Sackley third, 28 games, 51 points. Hallam 27, 48 points. So that good result for Hallam, and that keeps them in the playoffs. Beverley 27, 46 points. Albion 24, 46 points. And Handsworth 27, 41. Well, that win for Albion, I know they've got 3 games in hand on Beverley and Hallam, but it's still a vital win to get the points on the board, isn't it? Really, it's
Yeah.
You never know. End of the season, those 3 points and 2 late goals might be crucial for the playoffs. As we get towards the business end. And then at the bottom, my team Gould 26, 15 points. Winton 26, 17 points. So we played the same number of games. Frickley 29, so we have 3 games in hand, but they've got 26 points. So we're 11 points adrift, but in reality, we're 12 points because they've got a far superior goal difference. They're minus 20, where we're minus 57. So you can see why we've only had 1 clean sheet this year. Then Eccleshill, 25 points, 26. Bottersford, 26, 31. Taddy 28, 31. So as I said last week, I think it's even though Eccleshill on the same number of points of Frickley, they have got 4 games in on Frickley. So I think it's any 2 from the bottom 3 at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. I think Eccleshill have got enough to survive.
So we'll see. Yeah, I think Eccleshill have. Then moving on to Division 1, Horbury. 71 points. So how many games? Did you see how many clean sheets you had this season, Jordan?
We've had 13 from 30, but we actually haven't kept a clean sheet since the end of November. So after 22 games, I think we had 13 clean sheets as well. So we need to get back to keeping those clean sheets. But having said that, out of the 8 games that we've played since then, we've only actually conceded 1 goal in 7 of those. So it's not like we're leaking in goals. We're just making silly mistakes and conceding. But yeah, still a really good. I think we've only conceded 27 goals in 30 games, something like that.
Oh, that's brilliant. If you've conceded less goals than games played, that's brilliant, really, isn't it? Yeah, that's something most clubs can only dream of, especially mine. But anyhow, we'll move on. Briggs second, 29, 58 points. So Briggs, 13 points behind. They have a game in hand. Wombwell 27, 58 points. They have 3 games in hand. But as we've said many times, we'd rather have the points on the board than the games in hand, because at least you've got the points, haven't you? It's, And then Wakey 26 games, 56 points. Ilkley 29, 52 points. Worsborough 28, 50 points. Durham District 27, 49 points. So it's going to be good for the playoffs as well, a race for the playoffs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So there's going to be some good games as we go towards the end of the season. We get to the business end. And at the bottom, at the basement, we've got Yorkshire Amateurs, 29, 15 points. Appleby 28, 15 points. Louth 29, 22 points. Dronfield 30, 25 points. Nostdale 28, 25 points. Swarness 29, 28 points. So really, at the moment, with two going down, Appleby and Yorkshire Amateurs, Appleby got 7 points from safety, but they have a game in hand on Louth and 10 points behind Dronfield and 2 games in hand. So if Appleby can start picking up some points, and Yorkshire Amateurs, you never know. It could be interesting end of the season for the basement team. You know, a bit like the yeah. Right, moving on then. Our team of the week. So we'll go to Jordan first. Jordan.
Oh, you throw me then. I was thinking you were going to go to with the fixtures.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. I can do.
You're all right. No, you're all right. I'll probably go Albion Sports. Just going back to what said previously. Obviously, having to play three games in 5 days, and obviously picking up 6 points in the games that matter. They look the ones that are on a bit of roll at the moment. Obviously, they did really well in the FA Vars as well. And if they win the games in hand, they can go as high as second, I believe, if other teams above them don't pick up any points. So they're well and truly in the mix. So yeah, Albion Sports for me.
Very good. Richard, what's your team of the week?
It was going to be Albion Sports. Well, after I've been having a rethink, I think I might go for Selby Town because they've been climbing steadily, and another win last weekend. Yeah. I think I'll go for Selby.
Well, to be honest, I was going to agree with Jordan. Albion Sports, because the 2 away victories at Golcar, especially coming back at Bradford. But I'm going to be, I will switch because I did have a second one lined up, and I was going to go for Knaresborough because I thought it was a great win at home to Beverley because Beverley's been in some cracking form lately. So any team that can beat Beverley, even if it's 2-1 at home, it's because as I said last week, they signed that striker from Tadcaster, Elliot Andrew. So he probably played last Saturday as well. So it was a really good win. That because I say it's a tough place to go. Is Knaresborough, isn't it?
Certainly is, yeah. And, Beverley have lost a couple to Bridlington since Mike Thompson took over manager. They had a couple of lads on loan at Beverley who've gone back to Bridlington.
Oh, right. Oh, maybe that's... I didn't realise that. All right. Right, we'll move on to the games. As Jordan said, this weekend's games. The first one, Friday night. We've got Wombwell in the Division 1 home to Nostell. So no doubt Jordan have his eyes on that result.
I will.
And then moving on to the Saturday, we've got Albion home to Parkgate. Richard, we've got Barton home to Hallam.
That'll be a tough game. They're going well, Hallam, aren't they? I think they're good for the playoffs.
Yeah, well, with Craig Denton in charge, it's always a good team, aren't they?
Yeah, good manager.
Yeah. Then we've got Beverley at home to Winterton. Well, that's a tough game for Winterton, isn't it? I would imagine.
It is. Yeah,
Beverley's very strong at home, aren't they? Very strong. And they get good crowds as well. And Bottisford at home to Knaresborough. I know we beat Bottisford last week, but I always say it's a tough match to play Bottisford from their 4G because they are used to it, and so that'll be a good test for Knaresborough. Eccleshill home to Golcar. So obviously Goose supporters will have one eye on the Winterton and Eccleshill match, as they would probably on the Goo game, you know. So Frickley home to Handsworth. Penistone home to Thackley. Pickering at home to Tadcaster, Rossington to Campion, and then we're away to Silsden. Now, I've been looking at Silsden's record, and they have had a brilliant run. They are 17, as we said earlier, Richard, 17 matches unbeaten. They last lost in the league on the 21st of September away to your club, Barton.
Incredible.
So
it was, it was.
Yeah, and then previously, before they lost at Barton, they lost at Tadcaster. So they only lost 2 games all season, both away. So they're unbeaten at home. So it'll be a tough test, but records are there to be broken. So after we've won our last 2 games, we go with a bit of confidence. And football's a funny old game, as someone said. You never know, do you?
No. I mean, I can't see anybody pipping Silsden for the league.
No.
They just don't look like slip. Even if you get 3 points against them, I still think that the league is theirs.
Yeah. I mean, because looking at the table, the 9 points in front with a game in hand, I mean, that's brilliant. At this stage, it seems like Aubrey. It's brilliant, isn't it? If you can create a bit of gap between 1 and 2, that's gives you a bit of breathing space in case you do lose a bit of form. It's that's brilliant. Right then, Division 1, Glassalton versus Club Thorn, Harrogate versus Brig, and Horbury home to Athersley at Jordan.
Yes, I think we played them earlier on in the season, won 4-1. Went to go see them a couple of weeks ago. They got beat by Handsworth, who we beat. So fingers crossed we can pick up another victory and hope that teams around us drop points. And then, as you say, that'll extend our gap and then give us a bit of a cushion should we drop a bit of form, lose a game or 2. Hopefully we don't lose any more before the end of the season. But we'll see.
Yeah. Then Ilkley home to Armthorpe, Louth home to Appleby.
Big Lincolnshire derby at the bottom, that isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, it certainly is. Swallownest versus Shelley. Then Wakefield at home to Selby, but they're actually playing at Nostell, aren't they? Am I correct in that? Nostell.
Yeah, there's a Challenge Cup game, I think, on at Featherstone, so Nostell have kindly lent them the pitch.
Right.
I think that'll be a good game.
Oh yeah, I know why. It's at Featherstone. That's right. Yeah, it's Featherstone. Yeah. Right. Then Worsborough at home to Maltby. Yorkshire at home to South Leeds. Then moving on Monday night, Albion at home to Beverley. Well, that'll be a good game. Tough game for Beverley, but also Albion. So that should be because that's when they play on a Monday night.
It's a long trip for Beverley on a Monday night, that isn't it?
It is, yeah. Well, we're there the following Monday on the 17th. So it's because how we get that we should have played on a Saturday, but it was postponed the other week, a few weeks ago, because there was in the Vars. So we're going on Monday night on the 17th, and then come Tuesday we've got Appleby versus Durnan District, Club Thorn versus Nostell. Glassalton versus Selby, and Wombwell home to Horbury on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's a tough game. Within 2-week period, I think we're playing 3 of the top 6. So yeah, by the end of February, you'll see how the table's really shaping up. Coming into the final 5 or 6 weeks of the season, we expect a tough game at Wombwell. They're always a direct side, physical side, so we'll have to be bang up for it to pick anything up from there.
Do you know how many games Horbury? You won't have many lost many games this year in the league, Horbury, will we?
We've lost 5, but we've only drawn 2, so we've won 23 out of the 30.
Well, that's good. That's good then. Yeah.
Have you got many left to play of that top 5 or 6?
Yeah, so we've got Wombwell Tuesday, then we go to Brig on the Saturday. And then the Tuesday after that, missing a week, we then got Durn, who were 7th. So between now and the end of February, we've got, as I said, 3 of the top 7. So it's going to be a tough couple of weeks for us.
Yeah, you've got some big games coming up, haven't you? Yeah, definitely.
It's one of those. If we pick up points against those, it's effectively like a 6-pointer, isn't it? So obviously we increase the gap on them, and they can't pick up a win by playing another team. So it's the big games. I think as long as we don't lose any points to them, so draws might be acceptable at that stage, because obviously then they're not bridging the gap on us.
No. Very true. Oh well. And then I'll come Wednesday night. We've got a match that Goal supporters will be keeping an eye on at Winterton at home to Camping on the Wednesday the 12th. So as I say, it's all to play for as we get towards the business end of the season now, isn't it? Really, it's.
Yes.
Do you have to? Have you played Wakefield both home and away yet, Jordan? I think you have you?
Yeah, we lost both times.
I'll move on then. Sorry.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah. So that's. And I've seen the weather forecast. It's looking a bit cold this weekend. So I don't, because if it was like the weather in Goole this morning, it was quite frosty. So I'm thinking at Silsden, where we've got to go, there might be a pitch inspection. Just because what you don't want to do is travel from Goole and get to Silsden, and then the match is off, because I think it's one of our longest trips where we go on that sort of on Saturday. So.
Nightmare journey on a Tuesday night, isn't it? If you've got to go midweek, if it's off.
We did that last year, and on the way back there were 2 diversions.
Oh.
You've got your sat nav on, and they said we can't go there. When we seem to go away on a night match, we always seem on the way back be diverted. I think we did that last year. We went to Campion. We was coming back and we got diverted. I think we saw parts of Bradford we've never seen before, And when you don't know these places, it's especially on a night, it's not easy, is it? It's as we know. So let's hope we have a good weekend, and it all we see some good games and some good football, as I say. But I just want, before we do sign off, I don't know if you follow the rugby, because we share the ground with the Goole Vikings, and they beat London Broncos in the Betfred Cup away about 3 weeks ago, and they should have been at home to Super League Wakefield Trinity, but you couldn't bring Wakefield, a Super League team, to our ground a moment. It's like a building site, so they're away on Saturday at Wakefield. So good. I just wanted to wish them good luck, and hope they do the town proud. So
what happens with
London Broncos?
What happens with finances, Bob? Obviously, if they were playing at Goole, obviously Goole is your stadium and stuff. They're missing out on the.
Well, I think at the moment there's only sort of temporary facilities. We have a red catering unit which is serving beer at the moment, but we haven't got a club bar. Where people could come in and sit down and have a drink. We haven't got that at the moment because it's being knocked down now. So, but see, Wakefield, I would imagine that with a game like that, I mean, Wakefield is a Super League club. If it was played at Goole, they'd bring 700 supporters probably, Yeah. And with the Goole supporters, you probably won't be able to get an health and safety certificate because you've only got like 2 sections of the crowd, 2 ends of the crowd at the moment to open. When you've got the big, as you know, Richie, when you've been to Goole, that main stand, that's where most people stand, isn't it? Being the main stand. So so that's why they have no alternative. But to be honest, financially, Goole Vikings would probably be better off because it'd be a bigger crowd at Wakefield, I would imagine. And I think they're sharing the gate 50-50 with them. So, and it's a good day out for the supporters and the rugby players because it's a new team, and it's a good day out for them, So we just wish them all the best. And I think that will be a sort of a good start for the season for them. I mean, going to London Broncos and beating them when there was 10-0 down, and to come back win, I think, was it 17-10? So that was good. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into rugby. podcast, I'll be getting complaints.
It must be difficult for the football club now, not having income from the bar. It must be a struggle, is it? Financially,
Well,
this next year or so.
It will be, yeah, it will be. So, well, when you got something like this, it is going to be a struggle financially. We just need, hopefully, maybe more people might come through the gate and support us, and that would be a help. If we can start putting in some performances where we're winning at home, that would hopefully that might happen, because if we've got some big games coming up, if we can keep on picking up points. I mean, when we play Winterton at home and Eccleshill, hopefully we can get some good games. But you're right, Richard. The bar takings could be down.
Today's featured game is from the Premier Division. Barton Town at home to Handsworth. Barton Town are in the light blue and white, and Handsworth are in the red. And we're underway. Ball to the left where it's picked up by Williams. Sends an angled ball towards Ruthven. And it's defended by Bullis. Will Warby on the left sends it forward. And it's cleared away by Will Warby at the second attempt to Paprell. Clipped on by King. Baldwin's chased it, found Edwards, and cleared away by Tyler Williams, the left back. Three-man wall for Barton and Tom Nicholson. Williams walks away. Dunn hits it, that's a good effort, and Nicholson did well to turn it away. Ball comes off a Handsworth defender and out for a Barton throw on the left. I think it was Harriet's head. Will Warby's going to take it. Warby throws it towards Paprell. Paprell does well, and then as it nicked off him by Tavares. Will Warby comes down the left hand side, still going Warby. It's done well, gets a good ball in, edge of the area. Oh, and just head not wide. It's quickly taken to Pulford on halfway in the centre circle, and Pulford goes back to Bullis, just to the left. Bullis then clips it up towards Paprell. Paprell chests it down, does really well. Paprell still going. And that's good play from Paprell, hits the shot which is well blocked, comes to Baldwin. Baldwin lays it to Pulford. Pulford finds Abraham. Abraham out to Adamir. Adamir clips it in field. That's nicely laid up. Comes to Lovick on the edge of the area. Tried to give it back to Adamir. Edwards intercepted it. King finds Pulford. Finds Abraham. Abraham clips it forward. And it's behind to Parkin. Williams, that's a good ball into the centre circle. It's defended by Paprell. And a foul given on, I think it might have been Pulford who's been fouled. Williams throws it in field. That's a good turn. Shot comes in from Tavares. It's over the top. Abraham finds Adamir. Played into Paprell's feet. Lays it off. Lovick with the shot. Oh, just over. Good bit of play. Bullis leaves it for Nicholson. Nicholson goes short to Bullis. Bullis clips it up towards Paprell. It's defended by Williams. Edwards wins it and finds Abraham. Abraham on the right. Clips a good ball in. Paprell's header. And saved by Parkin. Thrown forward. Ball driven in. Oh, that's Abraham's done. Did well there under pressure. Did well, Abraham cleared it away. Bagley drives the ball across. That's a good ball in. Flicked header. It's well defended. Adam. Oh, that's good play. Here comes Adamir. Lays it square to Edwards. Edwards That's a good tackle by Tyler Williams. And Edwards might be in trouble here. And he has shown the red card to Tyler Edwards. Nicholson with a free kick. Well out of his goal. That's the half-time whistle. Not being much in it, it's 0-0. And we're underway. The referee's blown his whistle, but we haven't started. But off we go now. Ball's back to Lovick. Lovick sets it down the right-hand side. It's gone straight out of play. Corner's taken short to Jonathan Williams, clips it to the far post. Harriott coming in, defended well by Bullis. And ball driven in but wide from Bagley. King picks it up edge of the area. Done well, Craig King. Still going well, Craig King. Oh, just has it nicked off him by Fuchs. Tavares cuts in field, he's going to hit one. Oh, it's a very good goal. Good finish by Tavares. 7 minutes into the second half. And Handsworth have the lead. Victor take this corner from the right. Craig King goes short. The referee sorting out a scramble in the 6-yard box. Driven into the near post, defended by Tyler Williams. It's back to Lovick on the left. Plays it to Adamir. Adamir drives it in. It's defended at the near post by Jonathan Williams. King heads it forward. It misses Pulford. Adamir. Guilfoyle does well. Lays it to King. Coming down the left-hand side. Out on the left wing, and it's driven in. There's nobody in the middle. Comes to Keegan Green. Tried to curl it. Oh, didn't miss by much. Good effort that by Keegan Green. Parkin sends it down the middle towards Jessup. It's a good leap by Pulford. But Handsworth have got it back in midfield with Jessup. Lays it out to Tyler Williams on the left. Coming down the left-hand side now is Dunn. Dunn against King. Dunn clips it in. Flicked on. Shot comes in and just wide by Travis. Flicked on by Bagley. And the goal scorer volleyed it wide. Nicholson with the goal kick. Sends it left-footed. It's a good leap by Paprell. Green tries to get on it, but it's cleared away down the left-hand side to Dunn. Dunn against Pulford. Dunn coming forward. Cuts in field, clips it to his right. Lovick gets there in midfield. Travis dives in and fouls Lovick. Oh, he's giving him, sent him off. Travis has been sent off. So 10v10. Nicholson, free kicks on halfway, just to the left of the D. Drives it forward towards Paprell. It's over his head, and Paprell's been it looks if there's a Barton free kick, push on Paprell maybe. And Guilfoyle hit the bar at Winterton on Saturday with a couple of free kicks. So Guilfoyle's line up this free kick. Gets it up and down. It's off the bar and it's into the back of the net, and Barton are level. There's a cracking free kick by Guilfoyle. And it's headed in. And Barton are level. It's Will Warby. It'll be a Handsworth corner from the left. So it's 1-1. Looks if Jonathan Williams is going over to take it. That's a good ball in. It's a good defensive header. Oh, it's put wide by Bagley. Spilson sends it down the left-hand side towards Paprell. It's going to come down the left-hand side with Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle clips it to the far post. Header comes in. Oh, it's a brilliant save. It's a great header by Paprell, and it's turned over by Parkin. And the ball down the left-hand side now with Mitchell. Mitchell against Green. Mitchell coming into the area. Green's done well to hold him up. Williams can cross it a lot. Well, flick header comes in from Jessup, and it's into the arms of Nicholson. Parkin sends it forward. Good header from Bullis, picked up in midfield by Fuchs. Sends it down the right, looking towards Mitchell. And Green's back header didn't make it to Nicholson, but it came to Mitchell. But Mitchell's lob is collected by Nicholson. Williams will take. Throws it to Jessup. Defended by Pulford. It's off Green. It's bound for a corner. Doesn't look to he's going to take it, but then he's left it for Williams. Not often you see a centre back taking the set pieces. So Williams with this corner from the left. That's a good curling ball. It's headed on the near post and turned in by Jessup. Brought it down well and spun on it and fired it in. Gives Handsworth the lead. Guilfoyle sends a good ball in. That's a good fist by the goalkeeper. Bullis comes forward. Hits the ball on the angle looking towards Green. It's defended by Handsworth. Paprell heads it on. Guilfoyle chests it down. Comes out to the edge to Lovick. Trip forward. Driven in. Oh, just misses the far post. Fraser Paprell drives it forward towards Paprell. Goalkeeper's out of his goal to clear it and puts it out the ground. Barton throw on the left hand side, deep in the Handsworth half. It's quickly taken. Guilfoyle, left edge of the area, still going. Gets it back to Warby. Warby drives the ball across. That's a good ball. It's headed away from in the 6-yard box. Back down the left hand side from Lovick to Will Warby, but he lost his footing. It's out for a Handsworth throw on the right hand side. Parkin has it, and they clear it out of his hands. Sends it down the left hand side towards Jessup. Jessup drops it back to Williams. It's played forward. It's going to come to Nicholson, sharply out of his goal. Plays it down the left hand side to Will Warby. Warby hits it on the angle towards Paprell, wins the header. Where's it going to drop? Brought down edge of the area. Will Warby coming in. Oh, he had it taken off him, but Tom Nicholson's going to get it, but the whistle's gone. And Handsworth have won 2-1. That's it for this edition. If you've got any news for the podcast or you'd like to appear on the podcast, please email ncelpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.